Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to share my screen. I will be very honest. I usually use Google, but we will do this. Just give me 1 minute. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
All right. It wasn't too bad. All right. Thank you, Grace, for the introduction. I'm so excited to be in this space today. I want to share a little bit more about myself. So I started my career as a recruiter and had the privilege to be able to climb the ladder to ending my career before I started focusing on my business full time, to be a senior vice president at Goldman Sachs and really being able to do work that I always envisioned for myself. I had a big dream and knew when I started my career that I was supposed to be in a position of leadership. What I mostly knew is I wanted to be in leadership, but I didn't want the stress that comes with it. So the work that I do through my company, Her Power Pose, is truly about giving women, high achieving women, the ability to build careers of their dreams and lives so that they can live boldly and do what matters most to them. So when we talk about elevating our estate, imagine living a life and having a career that's fulfilling, but it's not stressful and it's not burdensome, but you're able to make the money, have the influence and the visibility that you need to get to the next level. So hi, everyone. I'm so excited and I'm just pleased and pleasure to be here. I'm excited to be amongst amazing women in an incredible panel as we truly deep dive and explore how to elevate your estate. Dr. Donna inspired us with insights on breaking free from limiting beliefs and reclaiming control over our lives. A lot of the work that I do with the women in my career coaching boutique is truly about mindset shifts and removing limiting beliefs. Dr. Christina highlighted the profound impact that chronic stress has on our lives and shared really powerful strategies for us to be able to manage it. As I shared earlier, I started my career as a recruiter and had the opportunity to get to the levels that I've gotten to. But what's the more important to me is helping high achieving women achieve their success without the burnout. I'm intimately aware of the impact your career has over your life. So it impacts where you live, what kind of life you're afforded, your stress levels, your mindset. So today I'm going to be diving into how you can elevate your career to elevate your life. Because both stress and mindset are challenges that I see far too often with the women that I work with. I want you all to be able to navigate your career strategically and to unlock your own full potential. But first, I want to know who's in the room. So if you could drop in the chat for me, I have a quick question and I will be really clear. I want this to be an interactive session. So I'm going to ask some questions throughout my talk, and I would love for you guys to just engage in the chat, communicate. I want to know more about you all. So how many of you all work in corporate and how many are entrepreneurs? Or maybe you're doing both and juggling. Let me know where you're at and what you do today. All right. Entrepreneur, a lot of entrepreneurs. Corporate, okay, does you? Both, nice, nice. Well, I'm happy to see that we have a great mix of corporate professionals, entrepreneurs, and some that are juggling both. Today, my focus is going to be on how you can leverage your career to create financial and personal stability for yourself, truly as a part of you being able to build your estate. So, like I said earlier, keep a pen, notepad, your phone, whatever works best for you. I'll guide you through some, I will say this is super high level. 15 minutes is short for me, but we're going to get what we can get done. So I'm going to guide you through some quick activities to make this session more actionable. Let's go. So your career isn't just a job. It's truly a tool to achieve your dreams. As I shared earlier, when we have ownership over our career, it impacts so many things in our lives. Like I said, from where you live, the type of lifestyle, what you're afforded, your stress levels. It also provides, as we all know, financial security, growth opportunities, and access to wealth building tools like real estate and investments. I want you to think about something. Professionals who invest in their career, they are 70% more likely to achieve financial stability. So, a strong career plan can be just as important as a legal or a financial strategy when you're thinking about building your estate. I know what right now, I mean, for the last maybe 5 to 10 years, it's all been about hustle culture. Let's start a business. Corporate America is not for everyone, or I don't want to be in corporate. But the reality is, most Americans are building their wealth through corporate jobs. So, as you're working in corporate America, or right, you're an entrepreneur, we want to think about what strategies are going to help us create wealth through the careers that we have, so that we can continue to expand. Here's the thing. Success in your career is just like success in managing finances or health. It does not happen by accident. It requires intentionality. I want you to start by assessing where you are today and identifying the gaps between where you are and where you want to be in your career, and taking steps to close those gaps. It's very similar to the same approach that you might take when you're working with a lawyer to set up a trust, or with a doctor to create a long-term wellness plan. It's all about strategic, informed actions. So, success can look like earning a higher salary to support your family, having flexibility to prioritize work-life balance, or gaining recognition and influence in your field. All of those things put you on the track for success in your career, so that from a long-term view, you know that you're creating a personal brand in your career that will stand the test of time. So you now use your career as a vehicle to support some of the other interests that you have. I often talk about brand and building your own personal brand. It's truly a powerful asset in your career. It's what people think of you when they hear your name, your values, skills, and the impact that you create. For example, right, when we think about LinkedIn, ask yourself, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're in corporate, are you truly maximizing the potential that LinkedIn can provide you when you think about creating visibility for yourself and your career and your brand? Often when I work with clients, they're so caught up in the company that they work for that they forget that there's importance to building out your own personal brand that's unique to you, because you are just the number at that company. They will let you go. I mean, a story, when I was earlier in my career and I was recruiting, one of the employees, she passed away on her way to work. It was very, very sad. And they posted her job. Well, I posted her job. They told me to post her job the day after she died. So when I stand back and I think about that, and I've shared that story with some of my clients, the question I have is, are you going to minimize yourself so that you stand out for your company? Or are you going to build your own personal brand so that you stand out as the powerful woman that you are? Think about LinkedIn as your modern business card, right? Are you showcasing your expertise in a way that truly reflects your goals and what you're trying to achieve? So whether you're juggling both, right? If you're an entrepreneur in corporate, a client I'm working with now is trying to determine, because she works for corporate, how does she position herself for both her company, but also her passion and her business and the work that she's doing. And every single time in the work that I do, my question is, let's do let's do both. But I see so much fear that they're scared of what their company may think. But you are your own brand. And once you start moving as your own brand, opportunities in your career begin to show up. So again, I ask you, are you showcasing your expertise in a way that reflects your goals? It's especially important if your career is central to funding your estate and the goals that you have around your estate. So, as some of the women mentioned earlier, right, we are broadening the definition of estate, right? It's truly your entire being, whether it's your mindset or your health or like hobbies. What are you trying to build for yourself? Again, are you showcasing your expertise in a way that reflects your goals? I want to hear from you all. Drop in the chat if you're feeling a little shy about it, it's fine. I want to hear, are you showcasing your expertise in a way that reflects your goals and using LinkedIn to the best of your ability as you are both an entrepreneur and corporate, or if you just work in corporate, how are you leveraging your modern business card? So drop in the chat. I'm using it, say great, or I could do better. I want to hear from you guys. You're using LinkedIn the way it should be used, or you can do better. I could do better. I could do better. I could do much better. Yeah. I do have something I'm giving away. I created a LinkedIn optimization guide for the high achieving woman. So I'm going to be sharing that with everyone on the call. I and my team put a lot of work into that. It's good, and I'll make sure you all get it. LinkedIn is your modern business card. It is your brand before it speaks for your brand before you have the opportunity to say a word. So we have to maximize our usage of it. I want you to go ahead and drop in the chat for me. And if you prefer not to drop in the chat, remember I asked you guys to pull out a piece of paper earlier. I want you to write down one skill or achievement you want to highlight in your personal brand. Let me hear from you guys. You can drop it in the chat, or if you prefer, just take a note. What is one skill or achievement you want to highlight in your personal brand? I'll share mine. When I think about the business that I'm building, I want women to understand that I've been where they've been, and I understand their story, and I'm here to support them to get to the other side. So my goal that I've set for myself on LinkedIn to make sure that I'm highlighting my skills is to pre present and talk on thought leadership posts. So I do at least 3 to 4 thought leadership posts around my persuasive mindset method. It's a framework I created in my business, and I hold myself to that goal. I want to hear from you guys. Write down one skill or achievement you want to highlight in your personal brand. The entrepreneurs, you guys should be responding really quick in that chat. Like, what do you want to highlight? You want to highlight your law firm. You do immigration. You want to talk more about that. What is the thing that you want to highlight on your LinkedIn that really speaks to your personal brand? Drop it in the chat. I want to hear from you all. Now, we've all heard the phrase, your network is your net worth. Strategic relationships are key to accelerating your career and building your estate. Mentors will guide you, advocates will promote you, and peers collaborate with you. I made it from recruiter to senior vice president, not because I mean, I'm smart, but I'm not the smartest person in the room. I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I made it to where I got to because the strategic relationships I built along the way. I share often, I still text my first manager that I had when I started my career. I can still call on her for things. Every job I've ever had, I was tapped for because of a relationship. So ask yourself, what relationships are you building that will take you to the next level? And where are there areas for opportunity? Do you have mentors? Right? As an entrepreneur, we need mentors. As we're in corporate, we also need mentors. Do you have advocates, right? People that are speaking about you when you're not in the room. Think of one relationship that you'd like to strengthen this year. So maybe it's reconnecting with a mentor or reaching out to someone who inspires you. Go ahead and jot it down. You can share in the chat or you can jot it down on a piece of paper. But I know that we all didn't come here on Saturday morning and we're not ready to take action, right? If you showed up here, that means you're ready for something to shift. So I want us to be present and really ask ourselves some of these questions. And it applies to both, like I said, right? So is it, if you're an entrepreneur, what's the relationship that you need to strengthen this year? And if you sit in corporate, what are the relationship that you need to strengthen this year? And if you do both, think about it from both lens, right? As an entrepreneur, what could you strengthen? And as in corporate, same. This is a big one. Oftentimes, women, especially women of color, do the work and they become known as the workhorse. People know them to deliver. I made a decision in my career that I don't deliver, people deliver for me. And once you get clear that you do not want to be seen as the workhorse, your entire career will shift. I know some people might be like, oh, Chichi, you managed a team of seven, you had an admin, all of those things. But the reality is, I was doing it before I had all that. And I teach the women in my through my company, Her Power Post, to do the same. It's really about getting more visibility. And how do you do that, you ask? Because I believe visibility is critical. I empower women to speak up in meetings, take ownership on projects, or share insights on platforms like we talked extensively about LinkedIn. You need to make sure that your work is seen and recognized. So it doesn't mean when you complete a project, you jump to the next project. It means that when you complete a project, you make it known the impact, the quantifiable impact that it's made to the organization. But first, you have to understand whether you're an entrepreneur or you're in corporate, what's the impact that your said responsibility is having, right? If your task is a customer service person and you are responsible for closing rates of X percentage, right? So when you're positioning the influence that you've had on over the work that you're assigned to, and you're wanting to create visibility for yourself, how are you positioning that to leadership? Are you using the words that resonate with them so that when you're speaking their language? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur and you have your eyes set on bigger clients or bigger partnerships. How are you positioning the work that you do using the language that resonates with who you're trying to attract? Visibility is powerful. It's not just about self-promotion. It's about ensuring that your contributions are valued and rewarded. And those rewards can directly fuel your broader financial and personal goals. As a first generation Nigerian American, I know what it means to have a good job, because a good job, a good career is a direct correlation to the life you create. It's a direct correlation of access to things that others may not have. So we want to ensure that we're creating the visibility that takes us to the next level and in the front of the right audience. I want to hear from you guys. Write down one action that you'll take this week to increase your visibility. This one, I want you to drop in the chat, and I'm going to hold you accountable. What's one action you'll take this week to increase your visibility? Drop it in the chat for me. Film content, yes. Participate in social media. I love that. Yes, social media post on my practice. Yep. All of these things increase your visibility and get your eyes to increase revenue for your business or get you more opportunities in corporate. I'm running short on time, so I'm going to wrap it up. I'm just going to go straight to the last slide because I just want to make sure I wrap it up all here. And I will share the LinkedIn optimization guide because I do believe there's so much abundance on LinkedIn and we need to tap into it. But what I really want to give to ensure that you all grasp today is that it's possible to build a career where you feel fulfilled, not stuck, and stress-free. It's truly about having clarity on your values, strengths, and power, creating visibility that impacts and creates a domino effect for your career, and also strategic relationships that will take you to the next level. Again, I'm long-winded, so I didn't get through all of it, but I appreciate you all sharing this time with me. And I'm at Her Power Pose on Instagram, and I will share my LinkedIn optimization guide with the group. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.